Uh, Okay, I'll bring this meeting back to order.
Your choice. Yep,
Elizabeth, can you go ahead and tell us where we left off, and we'll continue?
of course, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, we are starting in Agency 70, Enhanced Oil Recovery. We only have one unit for your consideration, and as has been requested, this one does involve positions. I would note these positions do not appear in the 100 series, as you would expect. An explanation of what they're asking for can be found on the previous page. It is Agency 70, Unit 201, beginning on page 12.
Okay. A motion is in order for the governor's rec. Any amendments? Yes, Representative Alleman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I met with these folks in Casper with the director and his staff. I mean, this is one heck of a good agency doing a great job making money for Wyoming. However, I do not believe that this is an emergency. So I'm going to make a motion that we do not approve this.
Okay, we have a motion. We have a second. Any discussion? Senator Guru.
I'm sorry, Representative. So your motion is to deny?
Not funded.
Okay.
Correct, not funded.
So yes on no?
Senator Guru, what?
Yes on no. Okay, got
Okay.
it. Thank you.
Other discussion?
Let's make sure I got it.
Other discussion? Okay, all those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Those opposed? No. Let me see some hands. All those in favor, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All those opposed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that. Which way do you want to go? Okay.
Coming our way.
Okay, it's my understanding that motion has failed. So, okay. Then roll call, please. Oh, Senator Guru, before we start the roll call.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I think it would help us a lot. If you make for example, make a motion to approve it and then say, I urge you to vote no. So that way you're voting yes if you want to approve it and no if you don't. So that way we're not voting yes on no, because that can get confusing. That's all, just it's just something that we've always tried to do, make all your motions in the affirmative and then say, I urge you to vote no on the motion because I want to not fund it. But then so we all know that voting no means not to fund and yes means to fund.
Good point, Senator Guru. Roll call.
Well, what are we doing?
Was there someone? So
Mr.
that
Chairman,
motion, my understanding is that motion failed.
Mr.
correct?
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
Okay, go ahead, Representative
Thank you,
Harrelson.
Mr. Chairman. I'd like to take and zero out the number on line 78.
Is there a second? Second. We have a second. Discussion? Discussion? All,
Mr. Chairman, I would
Yes.
just ask for a favorable vote to zero this out.
okay. No discussion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed?
No.
Let's do again. Those in favor, raise your hand, please. Those opposed? Okay, the motion passes. Any other discussion? Move to close the unit. Second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Roll call.
Roll call vote, Agencies 70, Unit 0201, as amended. Senator Driscoll?
No.
Senator Guru?
No.
Senator Larson?
No.
Senator Smith? Aye. Representative Alleman?
Aye.
Representative Angelos. Representative Haroldson.
Aye.
Representative Pendergraft.
Aye.
Representative Sherwood. Representative Smith.
Aye.
Co-Chairman Bear. Chairman Salazar.
No.
Mr. Chairman, 7 ayes, 5 noes.
Okay, that passes. Elizabeth?
Mr. Chairman, that concludes Agency 70. If you'd like to close the agency.
Okay. Did you have something? Move to close. Is there a second? Second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Those opposed? Roll call.
Roll call vote to close Agency 70. Senator Driscoll. Senator Garou. Senator Larson. Senator Smith. Representative Alleman. Representative Angelos. Representative Haroldson.
Aye.
Representative Pendergraft.
Aye.
Representative Sherwood. Representative Smith.
Aye.
Co-Chairman Bear.
Aye.
Chairman Salazar.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, 12 ayes.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, the
Next.
next agency for your consideration is 72, the Wyoming Retirement System. This has 1 unit for your consideration. It can be found Unit 103 on page 22.
Thank you.
And Mr. Chairman, I do apologize. There was a similar, this is a footnote ask. There is a similar footnote that it was in Agency 4, the State Treasurer's Office that you had disputed previously. I do believe it was the governor's recommendation that you treat both footnotes similarly. So since you denied the footnote in Agency in the State Treasurer's Office, you may consider that here as well.
Okay.
So moved.
So moved. Is there a second? Second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Carried.
I move that we accept the governor's recommendation.
Move to accept the governor's rec. Is there a second? Second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Carried. Roll call.
Roll call vote, Agency 72, Unit 0103, as amended. Senator Driscoll. Aye. Senator Garou.
Aye.
Senator Larson. Aye. Senator Smith. Aye. Representative Alleman. Aye. Representative Angelos. Aye. Representative Haroldson.
Aye.
Representative Pendergraft.
Aye.
Representative Sherwood. Aye. Representative Smith.
Aye.
Co-Chairman Bear.
Aye.
Chairman Salazar.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman's 12 ayes.
Thank you. The next agency.
Mr. Chairman, the next agency for consideration is 77, Enterprise Technology Services. The first unit for your consideration is 1001 IT Services, appearing on page 18.
Okay. Any, yes, Co-Chairman Bear.
Thank you, Mr. Co-Chair. I move governor's recommendation and recommend a no vote. Again, I move governor's recommendation and recommend a no vote. I don't believe this is a necessary expenditure in this particular budget and should be brought in the next budget.
Is there a second to that? There is a second. Discussion? Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed?
No.
Okay. That motion passes. Division is called. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Yes, Representative Angelos.
Can we get a clarification on the vote, what a no is and what a yes is? Thank you.
Co-Chairman Bear.
Thank you, Co-Chair. So it was recommended to us for clarity that we always vote in the affirmative for the governor's recommendation. And if you choose to deny the governor's recommendation, that you vote no. So in other words, if there's spending brought by the governor's recommendation and you agree with the spending, you would vote aye. If you disagree and want to deny that spending request, you would vote no. That was what the motion was. And Mr. Co-Chair, I request that we reopen that up and vote that again.
Yes, I would agree with that. I think I need a second on, second? Okay, so we will retake the vote. Does everyone understand what they're voting and how they're, what the understanding is on a yes and no vote? Okay. All those in favor? Yes, Representative Pendergraft.
The reason this causes me confusion, Mr. Chairman, is I felt like there had to be a vote on his motion to accept the motion and then a vote. Am I?
I think yes, Co-Chairman Bear.
Thank you, Mr. Co-Chair. So the motion was to accept the governor's recommendation, which would be full funding. If you voted aye on my motion, you would have, this is just a time saver and a clarity thing. We haven't been doing it this way, but we've been asked by staff to do it this way, just so there's a lot more clarity. So we're kind of shifting gears here, folks, and that's why I repeated the motion twice. So really, I think this is going to be a better way for us to make it real clear if we do it consistently. So your motions, instead of moving to remove the governor's funding, you'll always motion to accept the governor's funding, and then you will recommend an aye or a no based on your belief about that particular funding model. So hopefully that's clear. All the motions will be in the same direction to support the governor's motion, but your vote will be either an aye vote to support the governor or a no vote to deny
Okay,
that.
so does everyone understand? Okay, so let's take a vote again. All those in favor of this motion say aye. Aye. Those opposed?
No.
Okay, now, a division, show of hands. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, those opposed? Okay, the motion passes. Anything else? The motion failed. And what was the count again?
Mr. Chairman, I had 5 ayes, 7 nays.
That's what I saw. Okay, thank you. So the motion fails. Anything else? Close out? Anything? Any motion?
Move to close out section 1001.
Second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Roll call.
Roll call vote, Agency 77, Unit 1001, Senator Driscoll. Aye. Senator Guru. Aye. Senator Larson. Aye. Senator Smith. No. Representative Alleman. No. Representative Angelos. Aye. Representative Haroldson.
Aye.
Representative Pendergraft.
Aye.
Representative Sherwood. Aye. Representative Smith. Aye. Co-Chairman Bear.
Aye.
Chairman Salazar.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, 10 ayes, 2 noes.
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Richards.
And just for clarification, I understand that to be closing it as amended. Thank you.
Yes.
My apologies.
What's next?
The next unit for your consideration appears on page 23, Unit 3001, IT Enhanced Services.
Yes, before we start, Mr. Hibbert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to point out that this is coming from the Internal Service Fund. We established Internal Service Fund to collect revenue, and then we use that revenue to keep pace with the processes or the equipment. So this is not general fund, it's internal service revenue.
Thank you for that. Co-Chairman Bear.
Mr. Co-Chair, I move that we accept the governor's recommendation on 3001, and based on our previous discussions and debate over cost increases, I recommend an aye vote.
An aye vote. Is there a second to that motion? Second? Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed? Okay. Any other motions? Yes, Co-Chair.
I move to close this section 3001.
Motion to close. Is there a second? Second. Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Roll call.
Roll call vote, Agency 77, Unit 3001, as amended. Senator Driscoll. Aye. Senator Guru. Aye. Senator Larson. Aye. Senator Smith. Aye. Representative Alleman.
Aye.
Representative Angelos. Aye. Representative Haroldson.
Aye.
Representative Pendergraft.
Aye.
Representative Sherwood? Aye. Representative Smith?
Aye.
Co-Chairman Bear?
Aye.
Chairman Salazar?
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, 12 ayes.
Thank you. Mr. Richards.
Mr. Chairman, this concludes Agency 77 ETS. A motion to close would be in order.
Entertain a motion to close.
Move to close this section,
Second.
this department.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Carried.
Roll call vote to close Agency 77. Senator Driscoll? Aye. Senator Guru? Aye. Senator Larson? Aye. Senator Smith? Aye. Representative Alleman? Aye. Representative Angelos? Aye. Representative Haroldson?
Aye.
Representative Pendergraft?
Aye.
Representative Sherwood? Aye. Representative Smith?
Aye.
Co-Chairman Bear?
Aye.
Chairman Salazar?
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, 12 ayes.
Thank you. Mr. Richards.
Mr. Chairman, the next unit for your consideration, or the next agency is 80, Department of Corrections. The first unit for your consideration appears on page 17, Unit 1112, Inmate Housing, for $9.3 million.
Any, yes, Representative Pendergraft.
I move to accept the governor's recommendation.
Is there a second?
Second.
There is a second. Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Carried. Close out. Any other motions?
Move to close section
Move to close.
1112.
Is there a second? Second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Carried.
Roll call vote, Agency 080, Unit 1112, Senator Driscoll. Aye. Senator Guru.
Aye.
Senator Larson. Aye. Senator Smith. Aye. Representative Alleman.
Aye.
Representative Angelos. Aye. Representative Haroldson.
Aye.
Representative Pendergraft.
Aye.
Representative Sherwood. Aye. Representative Smith.
Aye.
Co-Chairman Bear.
Aye.
Chairman Salazar.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, 12 ayes.
Thank you. Mr. Richards.
The next unit for your consideration appears on page 22, Unit 3037, Secure Treatment.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Co-Chair.
recommend governor's rec, or move governor's rec.
Moving the second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Carry. Entertain any other motions? Close? Motion to close, second.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Roll call.
Roll call vote, Agency 80, Unit 3037, Senator Driscoll. Aye. Senator Guru. Aye. Senator Larson. Aye. Senator Smith. Aye. Representative Alleman. Aye. Representative Angelos. Aye. Representative Haroldson. Aye. Representative Pendergraft.
Aye.
Representative Sherwood. Aye. Representative Smith.
Aye.
Co-Chairman Bear.
Aye.
Chairman Salazar.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, 12 ayes.
Thank you. Mr. Richards.
The next unit for your consideration appears on page 24, Unit 3212, Adult Community Corrections.
Entertain, Mr. Hibbard.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is simply to correct an error that I made in the finalization of the previous budget. Thank you.
Thank you. Senator Driscoll.
Could we hear you say that one more time? I'd like to hear you say you made the error.
Mr. Chairman, I intentionally went fast on that. I have the pleasure of saying this error that I made in front of the governor in the agency hearing, in front of the Joint Appropriations Committee when we had the hearing, and today at this hearing. So 4 times I messed it up. I'd like to have it corrected. Thank you.
We very much appreciate you. That's the first time I've ever heard it, because he doesn't make mistakes. So, okay,
Move the governor's recommendation.
Second.
second. Okay, we got that. Discussion? Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, passed. Close out.
Mr. Co-Chair, I move that we close
Second?
both the
Oh, yes.
section and the agency.
Is there a second? Second. There is a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Roll
call.
call vote, Agency 80, to Unit 3212 plus close Agency 80, Senator Driscoll.
Aye.
Senator Guru.
Aye.
Senator Larson. Senator Smith. Representative Alleman. Representative Angelos. Representative Haroldson.
Aye.
Representative Pendergraft.
Aye.
Representative Sherwood. Representative Smith.
Aye.
Co-Chairman Bear.
Aye.
Chairman Salazar.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, 12 ayes.
Thank you. Just keep on going.
Mr. Chairman, the next agency for your consideration is Agency 101, the Judicial Branch. The first unit for your consideration appears on page 11, Unit 901, Branch-Wide Resources. I will say, if you deny the rec, you will need to have a footnote specifying the extension, or the lack of extension of those FTEs. If you approve the rec, you will also require a footnote for one of the FTEs that would not continue.
Thank you for that explanation. Any motions?
Mr. Co-Chair,
Amendments? Co-Chairman Bear.
I move Department 101, Unit 901, plus the footnote mentioned by Mr. Richards as Governor's rec.
As Governor's, is there a second? There is a second. Senator Guru.
Just a clarification, it's Justice's rec.
Thanks. Okay, we have a second. Any discussion? Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. Move.
Mr. Co-Chair, I move that we close Unit 0901 and close Department 101.
There is a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Roll call.
Roll call vote, Agency 101, Unit 0901, and close Agency 101. Senator Driscoll.
Aye.
Senator Guru.
Aye.
Senator Larson. Senator Smith.
No.
Representative Alleman. Representative Angelos. Representative Haroldson.
Aye.
Representative Pendergraft.
Aye.
Representative Sherwood. Representative Smith.
Aye.
Co-Chairman Bear.
Aye.
Chairman Salazar.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, 11 ayes, 1 no.
Thank you. Mr. Richards.
Mr. Chairman, the next agency for your consideration is Agency 157, the District Attorney for Judicial District Number 7. The first unit for your consideration appears on page 17, and 18, Unit 100, Administration. And pursuant to requests, this unit request is for 3 new FTE.
Repeat that?
This request is for 3 additional FTE.
Okay, thank you. Okay, you've heard the explanation. Any amendments? Any motions? Representative Pendergraft.
I would move the Governor's rec.
Second, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Other amendments, other motions?
I move that we close Unit 101 of Department 157 and close Department 157.
There is a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Okay.
Okay, roll call vote, Agency 157, Unit 0101, and close Agency 157. Senator Driscoll.
Aye.
Senator Guru.
Aye.
Senator Larson. Senator Smith.
No.
Representative Alleman.
Aye.
Representative Angelos. Representative Haroldson.
Aye.
Representative Pendergraft.
Aye.
Representative Sherwood. Representative Smith.
Aye.
Co-Chairman Bear.
Aye.
Chairman Salazar.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, 11 ayes, 1 no.
Thank you. Mr. Richards.
Mr. Chairman, it is your pleasure to either proceed through the letters from the executive branch officials, or there were a handful of amendment requests for agencies that did not have a supplemental budget. Either of those.
Yeah, I'd like to do both before 2 o'clock. So I'll ask the co-chair, my co-chair, does he have a preference of which we go through first?
Mr. Co-Chair, I would prefer to go through the letters.
Okay.
And we'll get those knocked out, and then we can go through those amendments.
Very good. Let's start with that then, Mr. Richards.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. I believe you have a packet that was passed out to you, which has all of the executive letters. That is 2 letters from the governor, 1 from the treasurer, 2 from the superintendent of public instruction, and a number of letters from committees, your colleagues in the interim. The first letter in the packet is Governor's Letter number 1. This is a request for wildfires. I believe you have addressed that with your 2 motions previously. He is not asking for any additional funds in his letter. He is just highlighting actions that you have already taken. You could take based on past tradition, you do vote on every letter, and you could just dispose of this. There is no language or whatnot either way.
Co-Chairman Bear.
Thank you, Mr. Co-Chair. I move that we accept the governor's letter as written and close out that letter.
First of all, is there a second to that? Second. Representative Sherwood.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We did discuss these requests, one of them specifically being funds that were originally proposed to be managed by the Wildlife Natural Resource Trust, and then were moved over to the Wyoming Business Council. And so I just wanted to pause a second to see if anybody would like to work on any cleanups around that concept.
Any discussion? Mr. Richards.
Well, Mr. Chairman, given the opportunity, we have already written that language, and we did note that there were no funds provided to the Business Council for administration of that program. Not that you need to, but this would be an opportunity to direct, say, either funds to operate the program or a portion of the interest income.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
First, Mr. Hibbard.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I believe the preference would be to keep the wildlife and natural resource folks engaged with the decision-making, because that's their bailiwick about what needs to take place. That's not necessarily something that the Business Council has expertise in. That'd be priority number 1. Priority number 2 is the Office of State Lands and Investments, through the SLIP, does loans. So consider having a functionality of Wildlife and Natural Resource Trust in combination with a loan from OSLI.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. So we have a motion. Is there any further discussion? Yes, Senator
Chairman.
Larson.
I think I'd like to propose a fee that they take, Wyoming Business Council would get 1% of the interest earned on any loans that come back, on the interest on the loans that are out there, to help administrate their program. I was told that probably would be contracted.
Okay, is there a second to that motion?
Second.
The co-chairman Bear. Any discussion? Any discussion?
You know,
Yes.
Co-Chair, if I may, I do recall that there was a time when, years ago, where there were members of the Ag Department that were in charge of creating loans like this and managing those. And those 4 or 5 positions were moved over to the Wyoming Business Council for the purpose of continuing to provide loans and administer loans in the ag industry. And so I think it's incumbent on this body to push back on the Wyoming Business Council not really having the expertise. If they have repurposed those 4 or 5 people, I think it's important that this body push back and let's get those people back into the mode of working on ag.
Any other discussion on the Larson amendment? Representative Sherwood.
Thank you. I just want to clarify. So we're saying that the Wyoming Business Council could recapture 1% of the interest off of the loans administered. And I just want to think about the wisdom of us allocating funding I just don't think it's the right way to go about it. I think we should either just put a general fund appropriation for grant management, regardless of where this lives, but that the interest off of the loans, if we decide to go this way, should come back to us to appropriate.
Any other discussion? Hearing no more discussion, all those in favor of the Larson amendment, say aye. Aye. Those opposed?
No.
Show of hands, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Those opposed? That motion passes. Now we are on the motion that the co-chairman made. Any discussion?
What's the motion?
Close up. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Roll call.
Roll call vote to close out Gov Letter Number 1. Senator Driscoll.
Aye.
Senator Guru.
Aye.
Senator Larson. Aye. Senator Smith.
Aye.
Representative Allemand. Aye. Representative Angelos. Aye. Representative Haroldson.
Aye.
Representative Pendergraft.
Aye.
Representative Sherwood. Aye. Representative Smith. Aye. Co-Chairman Bear.
Aye.
Chairman Salazar.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, 12 ayes.
Thank you. Mr. Richards.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The next letter actually is a combination of 3 documents. It is Governor's Letter Number 2 dated December 12th. It is also August 8th letter from the State Shooting Task Force and a proposed Section 345. I would note that Section 345 was presented to you in December. I believe the task force co-chairman of the shooting task force has requested changes to that, so they should be printed in red on the document that you have for Section 345 Wyoming State Shooting Complex Appropriations. For a little bit of background here, this proposal and the governor's letter requests you to release $10 million that was previously appropriated. That is not any new money. The shooting task force then has come in with a request for additional funds, as well as a expectation that the local community that is selected would contribute to the operating expenses, and that should the account balance, should it become a successful endeavor after the 4th year, that any amount in excess of $500,000 initially, they've requested to change that to $1 million, be reduced dollar for dollar and provided to the state. And finally, the request for additional funds comes from the Wyoming Tourism Reserve Account or general funds, if insufficient, from the Tourism Reserve Account. You have the language before you that is proposed.
Thank you. Is there a motion, amendment?
Mr. Chairman, I make the motion that we accept the governor's letter request and also the Section 345 with amendments.
Is there a second? Second. Any discussion? Senator Guru.
Thank you. I got a feeling this may not be friendly, but I'll give it a shot anyway. On page 2 of the Section 345 report, I would like to, this is not numbered, so it's hard to do, but in the the 4th paragraph, I'd like to delete the language that's in red from the Wyoming. In other words, let's see, maybe go back a little farther. Might need a little help with this, but let me read just a second. That's $1,000. Yeah, starting on that in section E. It says on the 3rd line, it says for $500,000 from the general fund, and general fund is stricken out. And then the red language is the Wyoming Tourism Reserve Account. I would like to move that we eliminate the strike of general fund and delete the language that's in red.
Okay, there is a second.
Is that a friendly amendment to the?
Mr. Speaker.
So we have a second? Second, okay, discussion.
Mr. Speaker.
who did, yes, Representative Angelos.
So I actually sat on this committee last session, and the Wyoming Tourism Reserve account was how it was originally funded, and I believe they're okay with this. And the tourism will be benefited by this shooting complex, so I disagree with the good bringer of the amendment.
Okay, other discussion?
Mr. Chair.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, let's go with Senator Larson.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. I understand the same thing. I think that reserve account keeps growing as they get money every year. And I understand that there may be some funds coming from the Casper Air Show back into that of 2.5 million. It's kind of what I heard. And it expected that account should have 12 to 14 million in July.
Okay.
So I think there's plenty there, and I think they've agreed to it.
Senator Guru.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, they have approved, and they have approved funds before this, for this case. My understanding was that this was a supplemental request. So they have put in a couple of $1 million to this already. And I'm just a little bit concerned that we keep just incrementally growing this take from the tourism department without really fleshing the whole thing out. I think the good representative is absolutely correct. This is going to be helpful for tourism, and I'm not against the program at all. I'm just worried about the nickeling and diming on that reserve account. Make sure that we watch that.
Other discussion? Other discussion? Representative Pendergraft.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just for clarity, on page 2, Romanet 2, did your amendment reverse the amendment brought here? In other words, you're returning it 500,000 and getting rid of the million? Is that included in this amendment?
No.
Thank you.
No, just E.
Other discussion?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Question being called on the Guru amendment. All those in favor say aye. 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 Those opposed? No. That motion fails. Back on to the Larson amendment. Any other, yes, Co-Chairman Bear.
Thank you, Mr. Co-Chair. I propose a motion to reinsert on page 1 at the bottom, $4 per $1, and strike the addition of 3. So back to the original language of 1 to 4.
Is there a second? Second. There is a second. Discussion? Any discussion? Okay. All those in favor of the Bear amendment, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? No. Passes. We are now back on the Larson amendment.
Question?
Yes, Mr. Richards.
Mr. Chairman, just so there's no confusion here, and I want to be, very transparent, in subsection B, you have $10 million, which was previously appropriated, but you do have a new $3 million appropriation. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor of the Larson amendment, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? No. Okay, it passes. Other amendments? Anything else?
I move we close out this.
Move to close out, second? Second? Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Roll call.
Roll call vote on Governor Letter Number 2 and Section 345 with amendments. Senator Driscoll. Aye. Senator Guru. Aye. Senator Larson. Aye. Senator Smith. No. Representative Alleman. Aye. Representative Angelos. Aye. Representative Haroldson.
Aye.
Representative Pendergraft.
Aye.
Representative Sherwood. Aye. Representative Smith.
No.
Co-Chairman Bear.
No.
Chairman Salazar.
No.
Mr. Chairman, 8 ayes, 4 noes.
Okay, Mr. Richards.
Mr. Chairman, the next letter for your consideration is the treasurer's letter. It's dated January 15th, 2025. This is a statutorily required notification to the Joint Appropriations Committee that the University of Wyoming has requested a loan of $40 million, and they are requesting, they being the State Treasurer's Office, is seeking a general fund appropriation in a like amount to address that loan.
Co-Chairman Bear.
Thank you, Mr. Co-Chair. I move to accept the treasurer's letter.
Second. Any discussion? No discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Move to close.
Motion to close, second. Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Roll call.
Roll call vote on treasurer letter dated January 15th, 2025. Senator Driscoll.
Aye.
Senator Guru. Senator Larson. Senator Smith. Representative Alleman.
Aye.
Representative Angelos. Representative Haroldson.
Aye.
Representative Pendergraft.
Aye.
Representative Sherwood. Representative Smith. Co-Chairman Bear.
Aye.
Chairman Salazar.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, 11 ayes, 1 no.
Thank you. Co-Chairman Bear.
Just a point of clarification. I don't recall, Mr. Richards, did we move to remove the state CapCon since we have a bill for that? I know we did with K-12 when we went through that section, but I don't believe we moved to remove all of the state capital construction from the bill. Just to be clean about it, I move that we remove that since we have a House bill to cover that.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? There we go. Mr. Richards.
Members of the committee, Mr. Chairman, the next two letters are related, so I'll take them up in combination. You have a January 16th letter from Superintendent Degenfelder, and you have a December 6th letter. There are actually 3 different items here, and I think it might be best to address them separately.
Okay.
First of all, Unit 4101 appears in both letters. The January 16th letter has the most updated amount of $33.9 million. This arises due to reduced revenue estimates at the local level and an increase in entitlement funding. This is not an increase in the total model amount like some of the others that we will be discussing today. This is due to lower local revenues being available, so higher state backfill is being requested in Unit 4101 in the amount of $33,900,000.
Mr. Chairman.
Senator Driscoll.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Richards, is this decrease due to property tax refund programs?
Mr. Chairman, I think it's a combination of things. I think we have lower oil prices and lower coal production than last year when this was adopted. And then I do also believe that we were lower forecasts for our property ad valorem taxes as well.
Mr. Chairman, so this is a forerunner of what's to come if we start cutting major property tax?
Mr. Chairman, yes. Of course, the local districts, the department, and LSO endeavor to estimate those, but certainly programs can be subscribed at a higher level, or they end up being higher than our estimates forecast.
Other discussion? Any amendments? Any action?
Move to accept this letter from the superintendent.
Move to accept. Is there a second? Second. There is a second.
Question real quick, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Representative Haroldson.
So the motion, was that just to accept the January 16th and the December 6th, or just the 16th?
Co-Chairman Bear.
This motion will be for to accept the letter that corrects the revenue forecast, which is the January 16th letter.
Okay. Everyone understand? Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? No. Passes. Mr. Richards.
Staying on the December 6th letter now, we're moving to Unit 4102. The department is being, as a request for $35.3 million. This is due to not property taxes or revenue forecasts, but this is due to an increase in direct reimbursements, specifically those for special education. They grew at a higher rate than forecast.
Thank you. Any action? Move, there's a motion to move to approve. Is there a second? Second. Discussion? Co-Chairman Bear.
Thank you, Mr. Co-Chair. I'm going to bring I believe we call this the ECA, if I'm on the right portion. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, that's next.
Okay, I'll hold off, thank you.
Okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Carried. Any other motions? Yes, Senator Guru.
So we're splitting, so I think if we're taking a split in this letter, we might as well have to talk about the second part, which I guess is
66.
Mr. Richards.
Mr. Chairman, I believe with your actions, you've addressed 4101 and 4102.
That was my understanding.
Now,
okay,
now we're on
just ECA. Okay.
Okay. Any actions, discussion, amendments?
On the ECA.
Co-Chairman Bear.
On and about the ECA now, correct, Mr. Richards? All right. I have sent a email from Mr. Wilmarth to all of you. I copied Mr. Richards and Ms. Martinell on this. And what this does, it gives us some options. I just want to have a quick little discussion about this ECA. Currently, as proposed, that's at the beginning of Mr. Wilmarth's portion of this memo that he's created, and it states the $66.3 million option, which is on the table right now. There's a second option in Table 2, which ensures that the teacher salaries are included, but omits the non-professional staff and maintains the, and eliminates the supplies, but maintains the, I believe it, I think the way this is set up, it's, does not do the reduction on energy. And then, thought we had a third option, but, so this is another option. This would be reducing it to 46.2 million. And then the third option is there on that same table. And this is reducing the ECA for the teachers to 4.761, which is a total of 27.4 million. So there's the third option. So in Table 2, you can see all three options beside each other. The full ECA that's been recommended by the superintendent of 66.3, a middle of the road at 46.2, a halfway there on the teacher's salaries of 27.4. Obviously, there'd be a third option of no ECA whatsoever. And I would caution the committee, there are legal ramifications or potential legal ramifications of not maintaining the status quo, but for several years now, this body, our predecessors, have basically maintained a status quo, which is about $70 million below model. That would be roughly the $27 million option. If we want to close that gap of 70 million, we could take either the option of 46.2 or 66.3. Neither of those options really closes completely the $70 million opening. Obviously, the 66.3 gets very close.
We're going to take a 5-minute break. Okay. John? Yeah. Come. Okay, bring it back. I'll entertain, we have the letter in front of us. I'll entertain any motions. Co-Chairman Bear.
Mr. Co-Chair, I move that we adjust the ECA and the superintendent's letter down to $46,200,000 based on maintaining the superintendent's request for an 8.5% ECA increased teacher salaries, denying the non-professional staff increase of $11 million, denying the $3.6 million reduction in energy costs to make a $0 change in energy costs, and denying the $1.7 million increase in supplies for, again, a total of $46.2 million in ECA.
So you've heard the motion. There is a second. Any discussion? Senator Guru.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll be against the motion today, and I understand where it's coming from, and I actually don't disagree with the math at all, but I'm still weighing out, for me, we got a recommendation from a committee. We voted on it. It was the previous committee, but we also got a note from the superintendent of public instructions laying it out. So that is the basis that I'll be voting no on this.
Thank you. Other discussion? Co-Chairman Bear.
Thank you, Mr. Co-Chair. I just want the public to understand where this is justified. You know, we do believe that the classroom does need that additional funding. We see that in the gap in the model. But it's my understanding that the non-professional staff or administration is actually well above the model already. So I think it's justifiable to not increase that part of the model, as well as the energy. We're actually helping on the energy by not making a reduction there. And we're just doing a little shave on the supplies, not including that in the ECA. So I think it's a justifiable move. And again, I think that this is defendable in court, should it go to that point. And so I would urge an aye vote.
Any other discussion? Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? No. Carried. Mr. Richards, what else?
Mr. Chairman, the next letter for your consideration is now
Do we need
legislative.
I'm sorry. I think we need
To accept the letter in its
Yes,
entirety.
I'll entertain a motion.
Move to accept the letter in its entirety.
Second? Second? We have a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Carried. Mr. Richards?
Mr. Chairman, the next letter for your consideration comes from the Joint Travel, Recreation, Wildlife, and Cultural Resources Committee dated July 8th. This is a request to reinsert the free and reduced licenses for the Game and Fish Department. This reduction occurred during the COVID years, and prior to that, in 21-22, the State Auditor's Office administered this program at a cost of $1.6 million per biennium. If you wish to agree with the Joint TRW Committee for 1 year, because this is a supplemental, the amount would be $819,064 general fund.
So we have a motion. There's a second discussion. Representative Harrelson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I should know this, but I don't. There's no one in the House probably can weigh in on this at all, is there? A conversation of exactly the free or reduced tag conversation. I just was wondering, I know it's a backfill into game and fish funding, but I'm just trying to figure out exactly what this covers and the purview of it. And I didn't know if anyone in the room was bored one night and was watching old TRW tapes or something.
So I think Senator Driscoll.
Mr. Chairman, Representative Harrelson, I think I do know. It's one-shot antelope hunt, women's antelope hunt. We've got some senior type stuff, but if you go through the section, we literally give many hundreds of licenses away that Game and Fish did not ask to be given away, that the legislature dictated to them. This goes back, at least when I went legislature, we used to backfill it. When we hit the crisis in middle 2000s, when I was on a probe, we took Game and Fish, put them on their own funding mechanism. And at that time, we kind of stole part of that from them, and this is going to replace that as things get a little tighter.
Thank you. Any other discussion? No further discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed?
No.
Show of hands. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Those opposed? Fails. Any other motions to close out, anything?
Move to close the.
Move to close, second? Second, anyone? Second. Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. Mr. Richards.
Mr. Chairman, the next letter for your consideration is dated October 10th from the Select Natural Resource Funding Committee. I view this as duplicative. It requests your support for the $11 million for invasive species, which you already agreed to earlier today.
Move to accept.
Move to accept, second? There's a second. Any discussion? All, yes, Senator Smith.
This is actually, I've been educated on this. This is a really important thing we're doing, especially, I mean, you might think it's just not, it's not 11 million that we're just blowing. If, with these fires, when you don't go put this down, you get these invasive, I mean, the invasive species takes over. So I'm just, want to just clarify, this is a really good use of our dollars.
Thank you, Senator. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Carried. Any other motion? Any other motion? Move to close. Is there a second? Second. All those, any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. Mr. Richards?
Mr. Chairman, I believe the last letter before you is from the Joint Transportation Highways Military Affairs Committee dated November 4th, 2024. This is a request for the Office of Homeland Security Regional Emergency Response Teams, bomb squads, Tier 2 Hazardous Material Reporting Portal. The total request in this letter is $5,575,000 of general funds, broken out as follows: $4 million for the Regional Emergency Response, $1.5 million for the bomb squad, and $75,000 for the reporting terminal.
Well, as a member of the CERC for the last few years, I know the good work they do and how important this is for public safety, but any motions? Senator Guru.
Move to accept the letter.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman?
Representative Haroldson.
So first of all, if Mr. Richards, if I could just get I mean, you were rattling numbers and I was kind of following, but just overall, what's the overall ask? And obviously, I'm just trying to figure out what brought this into effect, that it went from not being an issue whenever we had the budget to now needing to be in this letter. And I just kind of want a little bit of clarification. I understand and I don't disagree. These are very, very worthwhile and needed things. I just need to know how it went from not being emergency when we were doing a budget to all of a sudden now it is, if something happened or if it was an oversight. Just some clarity I'd appreciate.
Mr. Richards or anyone? Representative Smith, and then we'll see if we have any answers.
Serving on the Transportation Committee last session, more or less, these funds were usually federal dollars, and this program came into effect after 9/11, and so all the equipment is from really large grants from back in 2001 or there shortly after. So the federal dollars keep getting less and less and less, and that's where we are today.
Any other Co-Chairman Bear.
It's terrible to have a meeting during lunch. Mr. Co-Chair, I'm going to be a no vote on this motion because I'm a proponent of bringing these kinds of police forces more close to home and having them be locally controlled rather than state controlled. This one was, as the good Representative Smith said, was funded by the federal government before. I would prefer to take these types of funds and give them to our local police forces to affect this type of defense.
Okay, any other discussion? Okay, yes, Representative Harrelson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If I could just re-ask that first part of the question, the overall financial ask.
Mr. Chairman, Representative Harrelson, the total request is for $5,575,000 general fund. And a little bit more background, the majority of that, $5.5 million, was requested in the 2024 budget and the legislature provided half of that. This is the second half that they denied last year.
Okay, anything else? Okay, all those in favor of Senator Guru's motion, say aye. Aye. Those opposed? No. Does not carry. Any other motions? Motions? Yes, thank you. Representative Pendergraft, second by the co-chair. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Okay, I think does that finish the letters? For purposes, Mr. Richards, for purposes of timing, I know the Senate has something at 2 o'clock. I really would like to get this done today, but what are we looking at ahead of time between now and 2?
Mr. Chairman, I believe we are aware, not every member may have shared their intentions with us, but we're aware of 6 amendments.
6 amendments. You know, I would hate to rush this process. I really would. I guess my thought is that we take those 6 amendments at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. I don't think it would take a great deal of time, but I don't want to rush anything. But Co-Chairman Bear, what do you think?
Mr. Co-Chair, I think we could probably wrap up in an hour. I'd love to adjourn from JAC and get into an HAC if we could tomorrow morning, so.
So tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., the Joint Appropriations Committee will meet for the amendments.
And just for clarification, Mr. Richards, you had a scheduled conflict for tomorrow. Is that on the noon recess? Is that right? So we should be able to wrap up before we lose his assistance. So
I tried my best, but we just need to be judicious. So we're adjourned until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning.